You know who we are, guys. The session for today is 4 key dashboards. The first one is going to be the TV dashboard, out of the box, ready for you to use right after the session. We're going to go through real-time consultant engagement. Really important when you've got guys working from home, working in the office. You can track who's engaging in the platform, who's not. We're going to go through managing goals and targets, and then we're going to finish up on ratios, conversion rates, and a bit of AI, artificial intelligence dashboards as well. Before we crack on to the session, though, we're going to ask you a poll, guys. So you're going to see it on the screen in a second. What percentage are you currently using of the VINNY Intelligence Suite? So all the dashboards, goals, tier engagement, the forecaster, between 0 to 100%, how much do you really think you're using right now? Okay, so coming in thick and fast. So to be honest, between 0 and 50%. Okay, so you're kind of using them, aware of them, but definitely not getting the full potential. Got a few 75%, which is good. Hopefully after today's session, we'll switch that 0 to 25 into 51 to 75, or even 75 to 100. Yeah. Fingers crossed we'll do a good job. Cool. Okay, guys, let's crack into it. If you need us in the meantime, put it in the chat. Lindori is manning the chat. Apart from that, Owen, let's get started with the first dashboard.
Let's jump into it. So the first dashboard that we're going to be focusing on in the Vinceri Intelligence is the TV dashboard. So in here, we've got 2 modes. So the first mode that we're going to be focusing in on is the TV dashboard that you can see right now. So in the top left, we've got our forecasted fees. This is our best case scenario in the business. So if we close everything in our database, we're going to be making that amount of money. Below it, we've got the recruiting funnel. So this is company-wide again. So you can see all your shortlisted candidates all the way through to placed. And that again is on a this month basis. We can see our top performers, but we can also see a vast majority of our consultants as well. So we're not just seeing the top biller, second, third place. We're going to see quite a way down as well. So we can get that competitive spirit going through. If you're 5th, 6th, you can see how far you are away from that kind of podium in there.
I mean, I can't see you on this dashboard at all when you're in the sales team.
Yeah, it's a bit of a slow month for me, but I'll be up there again. Don't worry about that.
Good man.
I can't see you either, to be honest. So
I'm not in the sales team.
Maybe part that. Yeah, that's fair point. And then over in the top right hand side, we've got our book fee as well. So our booked revenue. So what have we currently placed? And then of course our activities down the bottom right hand side. So that's the mode 1. If we flick over to mode 2, this is more around kind of the financials, the split as well between the permanent, the contract side. So we've got the new jobs, we've got the first interviews, we've got the placements, we've got the splits between the permanent and the temporary. We've got the company pipeline down the bottom left hand side. Again, similar kind of activities view, contracts and temps on the right hand side, and then separate to kind of the top performers that we had in mode 1, we can just see the podium as well. So that's where you really want to be focusing. You've got this on a white screen, as we can see here, but obviously with it being a TV dashboard, we want to beam it up into a nice big TV, and we want it to stand out across the office, right? So it's got a nice crisp black background that's going to be standing out to all of our consultants in the office. Of course, with this though, it's not just kind of a set in stone dashboard. We do have the filters. So if you've got your different office locations and you just want to be focusing on that, of course, just drill down into the location, brands and divisions and teams as well. So if you've got different floors in your office, different areas with the TVs focusing on specific teams and divisions, of course, just filter it to them and beam it up onto that nice big TV dashboard and get that competitive spirit going in the actual office for you.
Absolutely. Really customer favorite dashboard, guys. So pretty much every customer I know and have spoken to has this beamed up to a screen. There's no complex coding required. Owen, how do people get it on the TV screen?
So there's 2 ways. If you're close to the TV, you can just HDMI it, simple as that, or you can Chromecast it. So off Amazon from John Lewis for about £20-30, just get that up and you don't have to be sitting anywhere near the TV. It doesn't have to be a wire, etc. It can just be a wireless cast, as you can see on the right hand side. That just goes up to your TV and everyone can see it without having to be connected to that TV.
Cool, perfect. Thanks, Owen. So that is the TV dashboard. You can try that right after the session. It's there, it's working in the background for you. Cast it up and hopefully get some competitive spirits and more billings going on. Cool. Okay, the next dashboard, guys, I'm going to go on to is user engagement. Okay, so to be honest, user engagement and goals, the next kind of 2 reports, are actually 2 of my favorite, like the key activity reports in VINNY. The reason for that, they show similar things, but they actually all, when you kind of deep dive into them, they show different things as well. So I'm going to start first on user engagement, which is basically how are our guys, how's our team engaging with VINNY? Who's logging in, who's arranging interviews, who's making placements, who's sending candidates and CVs, and you can track it all from here. This is broken down, guys, into 3 reports. You've got an overview, you've got a by consultant, and you've got a report data. The overview is great for things like boardroom meetings, management meetings, anything where you just want to see trends and kind of high-level overviews, but not really the day-to-day. You can track it all from here. So you can see total activities, you've got ratios compared to last month, previous month, and then again, you've got some charts here. So you can hover over, really, really quickly see, who's doing what and who's not. You can slice and dice these live. As you can see here, these will all update for you in real time. And if you scroll down below, you get two tables, which is then the percentage of activities and then the months you're comparing to as well. So really, really nice and easy. Where these reports really come alive though, which is kind of what I mentioned a second ago, is don't forget the filters. So top right-hand corner, left click, from here, I can filter by time. This month, today, last quarter, this year, I can do activities. So if I don't really care about who's sending emails, but I really care about who's engaging, jumping on the phone, sending candidates, I can filter all of these in real time, including location, team, division. And then if I filter, all of the reports will update in real time, show me what I care about at my fingertips. So don't forget about the filters, guys.
Matt, if I wanted to do that filter, but on a daily basis, and I don't want to having to come in and then press the filters that I want, is there a way of kind of defaulting it in a way?
Absolutely, yeah. So we do have sticky intelligence filters across the entire intelligence suite in VINNY. Just to show you how you do that, all you do, guys, go back into your Vinceri core platform, go to your account, so top right-hand corner of your account, left-click into user settings, and then simply just scroll down. And then you'll see here all of your default filters. So I can set my team up. So I only ever care about seeing my team, not everybody else's team. And they're all set from here.
Nice, perfect, great.
Cool, so now we've got our filters set. Now we're kind of only seeing what I care about. If we go back into the report, we've looked at the overview, which is kind of very nice boardroom type meetings. We've then got by consultant, which essentially is like Owen showed a second ago, a financial leaderboard, but it's not financial, it's activity based. So based on the filters I've set, we can see that Mark Thompson is smashing it here. He's doing all the things we want him to do, but actually he's sending quite a lot of emails. And again, I might not care about that as a metric. So I can either toggle it off from within here, or remember, I can go to my filters and toggle it off. So again, you can slice and dice these live on the call, and then they're all here in a leaderboard. You get the two tables, like the previous view, so you can see the percentage, and then you get a nice comparison here for your consultants as well. The final report in here, guys, is kind of more of you wouldn't be in here every day, but you might come in here every few weeks, or compliance team might come in here, is your report data. So the first two is kind of trends, numbers, charts. This is the raw breakdown of that data, okay? There's two reports in here. There's by entity, and there's drill down log. I would, in all honesty, skip, and I'd go straight to drill down log. The reason for that, this gives you the date, the time, the activity, the consultant, the action user, the candidate it relates to, the job name, the job owner, all in one place, okay? This is all auditable. You can break it up per entity. And again, by entity, I mean candidates, jobs, contacts, companies. You can filter it, and it's all here in real time, waiting for you to examine and go through one-to-ones and things like that. So if you aren't using user engagement, you definitely should be, particularly in your first probably 3, 4, 5 months of using VINNY. This really is your go-to report for activity. Anything I've missed, Owen or Lynn, on user engagement? It all makes sense.
I think it makes sense. There's a lot of detail in here as well. So guys, just make sure, like Matt was saying, to use those filters as well, because it's so good having all the data in here. You can have a lot of data across all your consultants. So make sure you do use those filters and you are just focusing on that information that you specifically need to see.
Perfect. Okay, cool. So user engagement, tracking activity, not against any targets, great for your first kind of few months of using VINNY. When you've probably been with us for, let's say, a few more months and people are using the system and they know how to do the calls and things like that and arrange interviews, that's when you'd move on to the goals report. So just underneath user engagement, you've got goals. This is still tracking activity, right, guys? This is still tracking, as you can see, sales calls, terms of business signed, interviews, placements, revenue, all of that. But now it's tracking it against a target. So we've now set targets for our teams, and we can track the T, obviously being target, A being actual, and then V is obviously the variance. Red is obviously bad, and green is good. And we can come in here, we can, again, without sounding too much like a broken record, you can come in here and filter by date range, weekly, monthly, team, division, even by different goals. So if I work in the kind of BD side of the business, I don't care about interviews and placements. I care about contact calls, contact meetings, client interaction. I can toggle on or off all the things I care about as a manager, as a team lead, and track it all in real time. Again, this report is broken down into a few different ones. So we've got goals, we've got goals AI, benchmarks, and report data. The same way as TV dashboard, you can put it in dark mode, which just looks so good. Like I love dark mode, really, really slick. Cast it up to a TV screen. You know, it's the same way. You get a Chromecast, get HDMI, have it up on the big screen. But you're cool whether you want dark or light mode.
Yeah, stands out a lot more with a black background, doesn't it? It's nice and crisp.
It's just a bit slicker. It's very Apple-esque, isn't it? I really like it.
I agree.
The next report is the goals AI. So Owen's going to touch upon the AI and how that works in a second. But just to show you a different view here, this is still looking at those, those KPIs, those goals you've set. There's some ratios that pop into here. There's some kind of revenue targets in here. It's very similar to the first view, but now we've just got a few extra bits. And again, Owen will cover this in more detail in a second. We've got the benchmarks tab, which is probably my just favorite report in Vinceri. It's a great dashboard. Just to explain how this works, guys, this basically groups your consultants into 4 categories, okay? So we've got top performers. These are the people in the top right-hand corner. These are people like Joseph that are smashing both revenue target and goal target, doing really, really well, okay? Is that you, Owen, or where are you in this board?
I'd be further up to the right, I think. I'm not on this board.
Right up here.
Yeah, I think I'd be off the charts, to be honest.
The next one is inactive performers. So these are people that are performing in terms of revenue, but they're inactive. So they're kind of around this side, people like Daniel. So revenue target, doing really, really well, 152% of his revenue target, but goal target, 30%. So Danny isn't doing the phone calls you want him to do. He's not arranging the interviews. He's probably not doing his Vinceri admin, but he is on the phone, obviously, closing deals. So make sure he gets his admin done. You've got your active underperformers. These are your busy fools in VINNY. These are people that are doing everything you're telling them to do. They're really high in the goals, but they're not billing. They're not getting things across the line, okay? Yeah. So poor Anthony here, very, very far from revenue target, but goal target couldn't be a more different story, 140%. He's on the phone every day from 9 till 5, but he just can't get things across the line and close them.
He's got the right attitude, the mentality, the behavior to be at the business. It just might be a tweak of his internal training, or he might just need a bit more one-to-one support by his managers and colleagues to get him closer to that revenue target.
Absolutely. And then the final ones, nobody wants to be here in any business, is your inactive underperformers. So these are people like Shannon that are just very, very far from both revenue target and goal target. And again, with any of these reports, guys, any BI or MI report, take it with a pinch of salt. It doesn't mean that they're necessarily underperforming. It just means that maybe their goals are unrealistic. They need some more hand-holding. They need some more training. It's designed to give you a holistic view of your business and your teams, and then you can decide kind of next action points from there.
Matt, with regards to the goals dashboard, how do I actually set the goals for it to appear in here?
Okay, absolutely, really, really easy. So all you would do, you'd get your super user in Vinceri, your management team, to jump back into the core platform. You'd go to the bottom left-hand corner, the settings icon, and then just drop into Goal Console. And then within here, you've got around 50 or so. Yeah, 53 different goals you can set. You can come through here, you can change the names, you can toggle them on. When you've kind of got the goal library configured to your brand and your kind of brand's theme, all you'd have to do is scroll to the top, left click on set target, the top right hand corner, this second chevron, and go through and set the targets up. And again, this is really easy to do. All you would do is I've got BD call here, hit edit. I've got all my users, and I can just very simply now go through to action, bulk edit, say every user in the business has a goal of, let's say, 10 of these a month. Quite an easy target, but let's put it in there for all months. Maybe in August, seasonal variances. We don't want August to be targeted in July. Hit save, and that all updates for you in 2 or 3 clicks, as you can see now. So really easy to do.
So simple.
Cool. Okay, perfect. Back into the report. We've got the goals set, we've got the benchmark set, and then very, very similar to user engagement, you've got that report data. So guys, you wouldn't be in here every day. You're not going to check report data every day, but you know what? It's good if you want to track anything or for compliance. It just basically shows you that drawdown log again. You can see per entity, candidates, jobs, contacts, companies, or quite useful is the total activities tab. The reason why this is quite useful and customers love this is because you still get the date, the time, the action user, you get the last comment. So if I'm in a one-to-one with my team, I can filter by my team member or my team as a whole, and I can just scroll down and I can see exactly what my team has been up to, what comments they added, need any help from me, and things like that. So I don't have to go into Vinceri at all. I can do it all from this from this one screen. I can keep scrolling down, I can scroll across, put it on a big screen, and it's all in one place. It's a really kind of nice, a bit boring, it's a bit dry, it's data, right? But it's for back office teams and management teams, they really like this particular view. And that's it. That's user engagement, which is very good for tracking activity, not against goals. And then you've got goals, which is pretty much like as in the tin, which is tracking activity against goals you've set for the business. The final report we're going to go on to today is going to be the AI coach.
So the AI coach, guys, is ultimately a way of a lazy manager setting a target for the consultants and not having to do anything more. Not having to do anything more. So the goals which Matt has just taken you through, that is your, as quick and as easy as it is, setting those targets out for your consultants, either in bulk or on an individual basis. AI Coach does that automatically for you guys. So all you have to do is enter a revenue target. That's it. Sit back, relax, go to the pub, go get a coffee, whatever you would like. Vinceri then automatically builds an algorithm based on the performance and the behavior in the system and forward plans the number of activities that consultant needs to hit in order to hit their revenue target. So what I mean by that is it's automatically going to tell that consultants, right, you need to make 43 placements. For that to happen, you need to schedule 195 first interviews. In order to get that, you need to send 425 CVs. And in order for that, you have to add 177 new jobs. Of course, you've got your contact, calls, meetings, and above all, you've got your candidate calls and meetings as well. So this is automatically planned off that individual consultant's behavior and previous performance. And of course, you've got your ratios over the last 12 months. So this is on a company-wide basis. But again, I'm sorry, Matt, I'm going to say it again, but in the top right, you've got your filters, okay? So you can beam this up to a TV dashboard if you like, but more importantly, you can see how your consultants are getting on with their own AI coach. So you can drill down into specific consultants. If you're wanting to see how a specific division's getting on, a team, of course, you can drill that down and over a date period of choice. So month, quarter, whenever that may be. Above all, like we said, you can beam this up to a TV dashboard. And again, it has that nice black background that stands out across the office for you guys as well. Just a nice crisp black background for you guys.
Really, really good dashboard, guys. And again, for this to work, all you have to do, as I mentioned, is set a revenue target. It is learning about how you use Vinceri. So for this to work, for this to give you meaningful data, you obviously have to use Vinceri correctly. So you have to be sending the CVs. You can't be leaving things to the last minute and doing all your admin at once. And we can track to make sure people are doing that right in goals and user engagement. For this report to give you meaningful stats, you need to give it a good 6 months to learn about how you use Vinceri. When you get to 12 months, it's going to be really accurate because it's got a whole year's worth of data. But yeah, 6 months in, it should start giving you some quite meaningful bits.
And do you want to just show quickly again, just where you actually set this revenue target?
Yep, absolutely. The exact same place, guys, as you do it for the goals. So you jump back into the Vinceri core platform. You'd scroll down and you'd go down to revenue targets. That's mine 21 in here. You'd go across, hit edit, stick the target in there in any currency you want. So you might have teams working across different currencies, different borders. Go through and change that to whatever currency you like. Filter by team, hit save, and that's all you need to do. Vinceri and the AI coach will just work out the rest for you over the next few months.
Amazing.
Really, really nice dashboard. And guys, that's it. They're the 4 key reports we wanted to go through. We don't want to overwhelm you with info and you leave the session thinking, that was great, that was fun, what do we do? There's clear call to actions from this call, guys. The first one is go and buy a Chromecast or a HDMI cable, go and buy a TV for the office, and then have that TV dashboard up on the screen. Welcome people back with open arms to the office, have a new start. The next call to action is user engagement, or I guess user engagement and goals, making sure you know about the reports, you know about the filters, you know about how to set your sticky filters up in the user settings. Third call to action, I hope you're all writing this down, is set your goals, go into Vinceri Goal Console, set your goals up. And then 4th call to action, not really a call to action here, but for the AI coach, be aware that it's there, set the revenue target up, and wait for Vinceri to do the rest. Again, if you're new to Vinceri, it's not going to give you good data today, but in a few months, it will start to learn how you use the platform. So that's your 4 or 5 call to actions from today's session. Cool. Okay, guys, that's it for today. We are going to stick around though for 5 minutes or so. So any questions? Lindori looks very stressed, so I think you've been spamming her with questions, which is great. But we will stick around for any questions you've got. In the meantime, guys, make sure everybody on this call has downloaded our brand new mobile app. Okay, so the mobile app is available on Android, iOS, and you can pretty much do everything on your watch, on your mobile, all in real time.
Yeah, exactly right. And like Matt just said then, it's not just for you guys that are on the mobile app. You can have it on your Apple Watch as well. So if you consultants on the move, there is no way of getting away from VINNY. It's always going to be with you no matter where you are in the world. So you're always going to be able to have access to that database for you.
Absolutely. That is the future of recruitment, guys, on your phone and on your wrist. I mean, come on, 2021. So that's the mobile app. Another call to action, write it down, make sure you download the mobile app. Just while we're waiting for more questions to come through, don't forget we run these webinars all the time. We run monthly spotlight webinars like the intelligence series. Last quarter, we had the Contract Recruitment Academy. We run search webinars. We run live list, engagement hub. They're all free. There's no cost at all. Half an hour, short and sharp, hopefully getting you using the platform.
Yep.
We also have the Vinceri Private Training Academy. So if you've really enjoyed the call today, but you want some hand-holding, you want a trainer to reach out to you and go through it with your live database, not fake data. You want your data, reach out to us via the help center, book in with a trainer, and we'll go through this live and kind of, hold your hand a little bit more. And then apart from that, thanks for joining, guys. Really appreciate your time. We'll stick around for 5 minutes, and any questions, please do let us know. Hope you've enjoyed the session.
Yeah, exactly, guys. And just something to note as well, not just on this webinar, but the webinars that Matt was talking about as well. When you do register and you do attend, you will be getting that recording sent back to you as well. So if you ever need to digest it at a slower rate, or you just want a refresher 3-4 months down the line, of course, you've got that webinar that is going to be showing you best practice in Vinceri. And of course, you can show it around internally in your team as well if need be. Okay.
Cool. Thanks, guys. Thanks for joining. Oh, we're getting shout outs here. Great set. Thanks. No worries, Sam. Thank you very much for joining.
Amazing. And thank you. No problem at all, guys. Hope you enjoyed it.
Wow, Lindori, you've been kept busy with this chat today. There's hundreds in here. She can't even speak. She's just trying to get the answers
typing
done.
away. Just typing away. You're just smiling and typing. Just keep going. Keep going. Cheers, like good session. No worries, Mark. Have a good day. Yep, as Lynn's just said on that chat as well, if we haven't had chance to answer your questions, we have had several hundred people on this webinar today. If you haven't had that question answered, just reach out to our support team, go to our help center in the bottom right hand side, you've got our support channel. Just put that message in there and then we'll get back to you as soon as we possibly can with that answer and hopefully the solution for you as well.
Make sure you join the next webinar, guys. So we'll start doing our marketing in around 2 weeks' time for the next 3 or 4 key dashboards in the intelligence suite. So you've got homework to do before then. Join the next session with that homework done.
Yeah, with those action points, make sure you're ticking them off or Matt won't be happy.
I'll be ringing you up. Cool. I think the questions have dried up, guys. So thank you, Mark, very much for your time again. And we'll speak to you very, very soon.
See you later, guys. Take care. Have fun.
Bye.
Bye-bye.